Next point, the wristband. Yes, that things that wrap up around the part of your wrist that the watch doesn't cover. I think it's a major factor of the watch, so I think it deserves a little attention. We'll talk about that one quickly because I will make a full video on that topic because I tested a lot of them and there's a lot to say. But it seems that as a general rule, most of the sport watches come with a silicone band. Silicone, 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 silicone. Most of them. It does the job very well, but it's not my favorite type of band. Surprisingly, most breathe relatively well. It's a band that is often quite robust and at the same time flexible, which will probably end up breaking over time in the hole you use the most, at least in my experience. Fortunately, a band can be replaced. On some watches, it's quite a headache or a task that required a lot of dexterity. On others, it's much more simpler. What's great when you have a watch on which it's very easy to replace is that you can have a watch that just fits everywhere. You can put the orange band on it or just a very comfortable one during your physical activity and another much more chic for when you go out to see your friends and family. I think my favorite strap material is nylon, simply because it breathes really well. My wrist never gets wet. It really is comfortable and contrary to what you might think, it dries very quickly. This one is probably my favorite. And again, you can find all the product that I talk about with the links in the description. It's very rigid, but above all, very sober and just fit everywhere. As nice to use on the bike, at the pool, or for dinner. This one is much more flexible and light, but not as aesthetic in my opinion. Another one that I love is the vented titanium one. In my opinion, the most beautiful and surprisingly comfortable even into sport activity. The only time it bothers me is when I'm typing on my laptop. It's always hanging on the edge of my computer. The Italian leather one is also really great. All the bands I've just presented are from Garmin. It is in my opinion the only company that developed a beautiful range of bands for its watches. There really is something for all tastes and budgets. So what is really important to take a look at before you buy your watch if you plan to change your band from time to time is the attachment system. The standard is to have this small strip of metal running through the lugs. To install the band, simply remove the pin and slide the band on it before reinserting it in place. The band that I showed you earlier can also be installed on this type of frame. Only you don't have to remove the rod, it just grab onto it. And no, you don't have to worry about losing your watch, it's very solid. The other thing you have to look at is the compatibility of band you can install on it. They don't all have the same width. You must find the measurement in millimeter that is sometimes written under the watch or the wrist, but for sure it's written on the manufacturer website. Oh yeah, and while I think about it, if you have a very big wrist, check the measurements of the wrist that come with your watch to make sure you can wear it. I've heard more than once some people complain that the band is too small for them.
This video was an extract of the most complete sport watch purchase guide on YouTube. If you want to see the full video, you can click just right here, and if you want to see the other extracts, you can click just right there. Otherwise, if you're ready to buy your own watch, you can follow my link in the description. And now would be the time to click somewhere, like right now.